Guys, you have to see what's happening to Bitcoin's volume as we saw massive buyers come in with sellers retreating, and now we're starting to see us test this major support level. And remember, it's still the weekend. It's an extended weekend because of Martin Luther King Day. And so understand today is a very critical time for the market to see where things are headed into this new week. And I have a lot to talk about today. We'll also take a look at the DXY and some altcoins because we're seeing major gains with altcoins, and dominance is still on the rise. If you guys appreciate this content, remember to like this video. My name is Naeem Al-Abaidi. You're watching the Snipers channel. And by the way, I just went skydiving today. If you guys want to see a video of that, it's on my Instagram. The link is in the description below. But we have a lot to talk about today. Look at what's happening to this Bitcoin chart. This major symmetrical triangle is still here, and this is a new triangle that just formed this weekend. And so we're waiting to see 70% of that apex, what happens to Bitcoin. And we've been expecting this consolidation, and you can see right now we're starting to test this major support level, and we've yet to break this support level. And we know that 36,500 is also a critical level where we previously double bottomed, and it also acted as resistance many times in the past. And that's actually where we saw the initial head and shoulder here form, break down, and then once we finally broke this channel, that's when we finally crossed 36,500. But since then, we've struggled to stay above that number. Every time we've gotten above, we've fallen back down. Every time we've gotten above, we've fallen back down. And so realize right now that $36,500 level is still key in my opinion, and we've yet to close a full hourly candle here above this major resistance, but we're still above this weekly open now and the $36,500 level. So that is positive so far, but we really need to get above this resistance level for us to confirm that we are starting to trend up towards this triangle to break out versus break down. Because remember, if this is going to break out, it has to happen here very soon. As a matter of fact, it needs to happen here by the 21st or around the 22nd of January. And so we've only got a couple of days to see what's going to happen here to this triangle. And so what I'm waiting for, if I want to go long on this, is I'm waiting for us to start closing hourly candles above this major support level. And if that does happen, then realize that we've got the previous weekly open from last week here at 38,162. And remember, I drew that out because I knew the weekly open was going to reset. Now the weekly open is down here, but we're going to keep that previous weekly open on the chart. And maybe we'll make that a tradition on the Snipers channel to just keep those previous weekly and monthly opens on the chart, just so that we have an idea of what the real traders are looking at. Because if you're serious about trading in this market, then you do have this information and you do keep this at the top of your list when it comes to realizing major support and resistance levels. And so understand right now that if we start coming up towards this weekly open, we're going to be very tight back into this previous symmetrical triangle. And so I'm expecting us to see a major breakout if we even come anywhere near this zone, and that's really around that $38,100 level. If that happens, I think we'll see a push straight towards the previous all-time high, if not a new all-time high towards that $43,000 level. And so really my long trade at this point for Bitcoin is going to be right here at that $38,000 previous weekly open. If we start closing hourly candles above that, I'll set a 2% stop loss. That's going to put me below this major support level, and then from there we've got all of this upside here to take advantage of. And so that's going to be my long trade over, let's say, 14% upside. I'm pretty sure that's 14%, right around 11% upside for that one trade. And then we have that downside here at only 2% below this major support level if we come up to 38,000. So that's my long trade. I don't want to see any sort of shorts yet because I want confirmation that this is going to see more downside. And so if we start trending below the major support level, that's now resistance, and we stay below 36,500, I think that Bitcoin might just stay pretty boring for the next couple of days, and then I would give us a deadline of around that 22nd for us to say that, okay, this is turning bearish. And if it elongates, of course, that could start coming to the downside. But I don't see a solid short trade just yet. Maybe if we come to test the support level, then this could be a short trade right here as an entry up to that monthly open. But I'm not going to go too far into that because I don't believe that we are yet at that position, but it could certainly happen, of course, because it's the weekend and things are more manipulated. And if you look at altcoins, I want to talk about this trade we sent out for BZRX. It's a DeFi coin, because a lot of you guys have asked me, how do I trade some of these DeFi coins when it comes to market structure if they break out. And so this was actually a breakout trade we took. I saw that there was this major resistance level. The entry is in green here at 25.85, and we actually entered right after we retested this breakout level. And so I want to talk about this because I've seen a lot of people on our Discord talk about breakouts and when to buy. So as soon as this broke out, we actually formed a double top here. These two candles literally closed at the exact same number. This was at 28.49 and this was at 28.49. But when you look at RSI, we formed a higher low, or I'm sorry, lower high. And so in my opinion, that was pretty bullish because obviously price action didn't form a lower high, but the RSI did. And so that was a confirmation of a pretty bullish breakout here. And so I was willing to take the trade if we saw volume come in at the retest. And what you can see happened here is we saw red and then a lot more green come in when we retested that. So I decided to enter the trade right here on that candle. And this might not look like a lot of gains, but this actually resulted in over 18% profits, because the cool thing about these altcoins, and this is why the altcoins are really going to be the ones to make people money during the cycle, is there's such a low market cap that just a little bit of liquidity and capital that flows into it really makes a big difference when it comes to price action and results of different trades. And so I would highly recommend trading altcoins and starting to learn the platforms that we discussed in our video yesterday, of course, with 3 commas, and understanding the different DeFi coins, because those are the ones really seeing breakouts. Actually, today, if we look at our Discord, there were a lot of legacy coins seeing a major breakout. And so I'm supposed to send out this notification for the third target hit. Interesting. I'll send that out. But Gas, BTC, Icon, Anchor, some of these old coins like Wan Chain saw major gains. And so we're seeing this weird dance when it comes to this altcoin season. It's pretty cool. So realize that when we look at altcoin dominance too, and by the way, when I pulled that DXY chart, it's going to blow your mind because exactly what we've been predicting is happening. You can see with altcoins, interesting, let's just go straight to the weekly chart because this is the one that we've been watching, right? Let's look at those confirmations of the moving average retest that we've been watching. You can see here, we're actually above this 100-day moving average right now. We already closed our weekly candle, got our confirmation, and so now I'm expecting this to continue. We might see a slight pullback in altcoins. If we do, that monthly open is going to be my first key level. And I think that if we come down to that monthly open, that's going to be the perfect entry for coins like Ethereum, Cardano, Stellar, and Link for those that are trying to get positions in those, Polkadot as well. And so if that happens, that's going to be great. If not, then we might have to play the breakout of the 200 period moving average, because that's a huge level right there, of course, even more important than the 100-day. And then Bitcoin Dominance is doing what we've been expecting after we broke down from this descending triangle. We're actually still coming down and trending down, seeing a lot of weakness with Bitcoin Dominance. And so I expect that trend to certainly continue if Bitcoin continues to consolidate within this larger symmetrical triangle. And it doesn't really matter where the price is, it's just the fact that we're in this symmetrical triangle. We've yet to see a transition to the higher upside targets or even see a downward push. And so until that happens, I think altcoins will continue to see strength. But check this out with the DXY. So exactly what we talked about, we're starting to come up to test that 91.015 area. I would be watching the DXY. We formed a major bullish divergence here on the daily chart, actually. And so I want you guys to keep watch of this, because if this breaks out of 91.015, and that's actually going to be the 50-day moving average breaking out as well, then we could see a lot of these assets suffer from that. And so let's see what happens here as the week opens. I think it could happen this week, but this is the first retest. Let's see how much strength we come in with this retest. If there's not a lot of strength, then we'll continue to probably see the dollar value decline, especially with all of the printing going on in the US. And so that's going to be an interesting chart to watch. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I went skydiving today. It was amazing. If you guys want to see some of the videos, I'm going to post some on my Instagram. Link is in the description below. But I hope you appreciate this content, and I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow, because like I said, it's going to be very critical to see what happens in the next couple of days to determine the future of where Bitcoin is headed, at least in the short term when it comes to the next 1 to 2 months. So thank you guys for watching this video, and like always, snipers out.